1. Violence and armed conflict. 1. Types of violence. This can include everything from conventional warfare between armies to guerrilla warfare, terrorist attacks, and civil strife. 1. Each type of violence can create different patterns of displacement, with urban areas often seeing mass evacuations during intense fighting. 2. Impact. The immediate effect is often a rush to safety, with families leaving homes and belongings behind. 2. This leads to overcrowded refugee camps and urban areas where displaced persons seek shelter, resulting in increased strain on local resources. 2. Persecution. 1. Targeted groups. Ethnic minorities, political dissidents, or individuals expressing dissenting views may face systematic violence. 1. Historical examples include the genocide in Rwanda and the persecution of the Rohingya in Myanmar. 2. Long-term effects. Those fleeing persecution may be traumatized by their experiences. 2. Additionally, the loss of community and cultural ties can have lasting psychological impacts. 3. Human rights violations. 1. Types of violations. Violations may include torture, arbitrary detention, and sexual violence, often carried out by state or non-state actors. 2. Legal implications. These violations can lead to claims for asylum in other countries, as individuals seek international protection from harm. 4. Economic collapse. 1. Livelihood disruption. Conflict can disrupt agricultural production, trade, and employment, leading to food insecurity and poverty. 2. Migration for survival. Families may migrate to urban areas or other countries in search of work, often facing challenges such as exploitation and lack of legal status. 5. Destruction of infrastructure. 1. Critical services. The destruction of schools, hospitals, and roads can render communities uninhabitable. 1. For instance, in Syria, many areas have seen health facilities bombed, making it impossible for families to stay. 2. Reconstruction challenges. Post-conflict reconstruction can be slow and fraught with challenges, often leaving displaced individuals in limbo for extended periods. 6. Natural disasters. 1. Exacerbating conflict. Natural disasters in conflict zones can complicate humanitarian responses. 1. For example, if a country is already experiencing civil unrest, a flood can displace more people and create additional chaos. 2. Increased vulnerability. Displaced individuals from natural disasters may be more susceptible to violence and exploitation, especially in overcrowded conditions. 7. Forced evictions and relocations. 1. Government actions. Governments may forcibly relocate populations for various reasons, including urban redevelopment or security concerns. 2. Impact on communities. Such actions can lead to loss of community ties and cultural identity, as individuals are often moved to areas far from their original homes. 8. Fear of future violence. 1. Preemptive migration. In regions where tensions are high, individuals may choose to leave before violence erupts, leading to anticipatory migration patterns. 2. Psychological effects. The constant fear of violence can lead to anxiety and instability, affecting mental health and community cohesion. 9. Social fragmentation. 1. Loss of trust. Conflicts often create divisions within communities, leading to mistrust among neighbors. 1. This fragmentation can cause people to flee to safer areas where they feel more secure. 2. Rebuilding community. After displacement, rebuilding social ties can be challenging, complicating efforts for recovery and integration. 10. Deteriorating living conditions. 1. Access to basic needs. Prolonged conflict can result in a lack of access to clean water, food, and medical care, forcing families to seek better conditions elsewhere. 2. Health implications. Poor living conditions can lead to health crises, which may further drive displacement as families seek better environments for their well-being. Conclusion: understanding these causes of displacement is essential for humanitarian organizations, governments, and policymakers. It allows for targeted interventions to address the needs of displaced populations and mitigate the factors that lead to their flight. Recovery and resettlement efforts must consider the diverse experiences and challenges faced by displaced individuals to foster resilience and reintegration into communities. If you have specific areas you'd like to explore further or want to discuss the humanitarian responses to displacement, feel free to ask.